Hi everyone. I guess we're filming this video looking a little yellow today. Lighting in here sucks. I'm sorry. So I actually have some questions written down in my book, and I just kind of wanted to do an about me tag today. I took different kinds of questions from different YouTube tags. I looked some up online and chose 20 questions I wanted to answer. So let's get started. First question is, what is my favorite color? My favorite color is actually yellow. No one's favorite color is yellow, which means that when I play Sorry, the board game, I get the color I want. Let's see, how tall am I? I am 5'7.5". 5'7". I'm tall. I'm what people like to call tall where I live. Not tall, totally average height. I actually grew to 5'7" by the time I was in 6th grade, and I was a shit ton taller than everyone else, and then I just stopped growing. Do I like cats or dogs? I'm weird when it comes to this because I love animals. I love animals. I have raised a raccoon, I've raised a squirrel, I've raised a cat, I've raised several dogs. I tried to raise some bunnies, but they didn't make it. And I've just raised and or taken care of lots of different animals. I'm an animal lover. I just love animals. But as far as the cats and dogs thing, for me it's all about personality. I view animals the way I view people. If you have the personality I like, then I like you. If you have personality that I don't like, then I don't like you. And if that makes any sense. I feel like a horrible person for saying that now. In general, most of the time I'm a dog person, just because it spikes my anxiety when cats are constantly rubbing on your ankles. It just, I don't know what it is about it. If I'm friends with you and you're one of those people that constantly touches me, no, get away from me. I don't like that. So most of the time dog person, but I do love cats. I have a cat. I raised a cat. His name is Charlie, and I had to bottle feed him because he was a cat that lived in one of our sheds, and one of our outside dogs got in there and ate all his siblings. And then one of our other outside dogs decided to bring me this little kitten. He found one little alive kitten that didn't get eaten, and he brought him to me and plopped him down in front of me in the front yard, and that's how I became a cat mom. Yeah, question number 4. That was actually a 2-part question. It asked cats or dogs, and then it asked what pets I had. So 2-part question right there. Question number 5. College. I have not been to college. As of right now, college is just not in the cards for me. It's not something that I can afford, and even though I would love to go to school to be an activity director, it's just something, like I said, that I can't afford. Favorite drink. My favorite drink. Are we talking alcoholic drinks, or are we talking just in general? Because I love Pepsi. I'm a Pepsi and a Coke girl. Dr. Pepper, I don't really care for it. And living in Texas, saying that is a mortal sin. Texas, Dr. Pepper, the drink. But I prefer Coke or Pepsi. Alcoholic drink, vodka. I'm a vodka girl. I don't like tequila. I'll drink Smirnoff, but I like vodka and orange soda. It's so good. Favorite type of animal. I like birds. I'm a bird lover. When I get sad, I go on YouTube and I find lots of videos of cute birds, and I watch them and I love it, and it makes me happy. Favorite book. My favorite book would probably have to be a book by Charlene Harris, who was the author of the Sookie Stackhouse novels. And if you don't know, they took the Sookie Stackhouse novels and they turned it into the HBO TV series called True Blood, and kind of okay with the series, but the TV show was okay. But the books, oh my god, that was the first ever book series that those books just changed my life. I love the Sookie Stackhouse novels. They're wonderful. If you don't know, it's about vampires and werewolves and shapeshifters and like all that supernatural stuff going on in a little bitty town in Louisiana. So good. So much yes. Eric Northman. Oh, I could lick him. But she did a, I don't know if it would be considered a short story or what, but she did like a compilation book with like 3 other authors, like supernatural authors, I guess. And there were 3 short stories in this one book, and she was one of the writers. And at first I got it and I thought that I wouldn't like it. It turned out to be my favorite book ever. It's not very long, but it's called Dancers in the Dark. And it's about this woman who basically runs around from her small town home and shitty life. She was a pageant queen. She knows how to dance, all that good stuff. And she moves to a big city and goes by a fake name. And I'm not going to tell you why, because that's a big part of the book in case you actually want to read it. And she goes to work at this dance studio, and what it is they partner like humans with vampires, and they dance. And it sounds really stupid and cheesy, but it is probably my favorite book of all times. I've read it so many times. My copy is so worn out, and I just love it so much. Next question. Favorite movie. This is actually a really hard one. I don't really have a favorite movie. I have like favorite movies in genres. I have favorite types of movies. I really love I love anything with dinosaurs in it. I was the kid that watched Land Before Time all the time when I was a kid. And as I got older, it turned into Jurassic Park, and I'm so excited that there's a new Jurassic World movie coming out. Oh my god, you guys. I need June to hurry up and get here so I can go to the theaters and watch this movie and drool over Chris Pratt and all the dinosaurs. I like a lot of 80s movies, like 80s and 90s movies. There's this movie that Robin Williams did called The Bicentennial Man, and I could watch that every single day for the rest of my life. It just, my heart, that movie speaks to my heart. It's so good. It's actually really, really good and interesting, and the word I want to use is intricate movie for its time. It was really good, and I highly suggest anyone that likes Robin Williams to watch that movie because it is so good. Earliest memory. My earliest memory, I have a couple, and I'm not sure like which one of them came first, but like when I was a child, my grandmother used to bathe me in the bathroom sink, the kitchen sink, like when I was a wee little chubby baby, like a toddler. And I just remember sitting with my fat little baby legs, being all naked in the kitchen sink, taking a bath. I remember that. And then I remember when I was a child, like, my grandpa used to, like, babysit me a lot because my grandma worked and my mom was in college at the time. So basically my grandpa was, like, my stay-at-home dad. And I love my grandpa to this day. He's my best friend. And when I was a child, I used to refuse to wear anything unless Papa wore it. And when he was, back then, he would wear white t-shirts, suspenders, a poofy vest, blue jeans, and these white Velcro shoes. And that was what I wore. I wanted to dress like Papa. I wanted to be like Papa. That was like one of my earliest memories. I remember crying one day when he was babysitting me because all my vests were dirty and I wanted to wear a damn vest. Favorite restaurant / type of food. Favorite restaurant, honestly, probably Chili's, even though like my favorite type of food to eat, probably Mexican food. I really like this Mexican restaurant in the town close to where I live with called Antonio's. It's really good. They're just good Mexican food. They have really good salsa. They have really good ranch. I love ranch. I could eat ranch dressing on anything, but they have like the best homemade ranch dressing ever. And then Chili's. I like Chili's because I'm a very picky eater, and they have such a wide variety to their menu. Like I'll get the like I have options, at Chili's, which is why I really like it, which is why I consider it my favorite restaurant, because I'll get a steak. Whereas most places I go and I know exactly what I'm getting. I don't have to look at a menu. So that's why Chili's is my favorite. Let's see. Favorite TV show. I guess I should have put this by the book and movies. But anyway, favorite TV show, Friends. Always Friends. I love that show. I could watch that show. It's like the show that I watch when I'm depressed. And it immediately just helps lift me out of my sad state, and it's like my coping mechanism. Like if I'm having a bad day, sorry, my leg itches. If I'm having a bad day, I can just turn on Friends and it just makes things a little better. Bad habits. I have a lot of bad habits. I'm fat, I overeat, I smoke, I bite my nails. I'm a really bad face picker. Like, it's really hard for me to not pick out this thing on my face right now. I'm just full of bad habits. What can I say? I mean, can you see my poor nails? Can you see these things right now? Parents. The question actually was, who's your favorite parent? And my answer to this question, I'm not going to go into any long explanation other than my grandparents raised me, so they're my favorite parent. I would do anything for them. I love them so much. They're my best friends. Worst fear. My worst fear, of course, I don't like spiders. Spiders, no. Spiders are a fuck no. I don't like bugs. Like, I had this microscope kit, like this little play science kit as a kid, and we have these things, I don't know where they are else in the world, but we have these things called antlions, and they make these little like dents in the ground and like the dirt, what's the word, sand. They make these little funnel looking things, and they hide at the very bottom, and when an ant or a small bug walks into their tunnel, they shake all the dirt down so the ant falls down into the tunnel, and they catch it and they eat it. And I caught one of those one time, and I put it under my little microscope kit, and oh my god, those things are terrifying looking. And ever since then, I like scarred myself for life, and bugs just freak me out. And granted, bugs kind of freaked me out a little bit before, because my uncle used to put June bugs down my shirt when I was a kid. But ever since then, ever since that moment in my childhood where I saw a bug under a microscope, I don't like them. And talking about it is kind of like freaking me out a little bit. So we're moving on. Oh, dying alone. Dying alone is also my other fear. Santa. I never believed in Santa. I just always knew in the back of my head he wasn't real. I believed in something called the Sandman. And if you don't know, have you ever wake up and you have those crusties in your eyes and you like rub your eyes and get them out? That's from the Sandman, because he comes and he sprinkles sand in your eyes, so you'll go to sleep. I like looked it up at one point, and apparently the Sandman was like a boogeyman of sorts. Like he was a boogeyman. He was like kind of evil, I guess. But I always thought the Sandman was good. I thought he was just this cool little guy that came around in a blue robe and a wizard-looking hat with stars all over it that took dust out of his little pouch and sprinkled it into your eyes so you'd go to sleep at night. That's who I thought that was. And like at nighttime when the wind would blow through the trees, I thought that was the Sandman coming to sprinkle sand in my eyes. And so I never believed in the Easter Bunny or Santa. I believed in the Sandman. I don't know why. Best friend. My best friend, her name is Lacey Jackson. She's in the Air Force, and and she is my PARABATAI. I have a tattoo with her, which actually leads into the next question. So on this side, yeah. I have a tattoo. If you guys have seen, can you see it? Am I showing you? It's a PARABATAI symbol. We both have one on our chest. It was the first tattoo either one of us had ever got. Actually, no. That was her first tattoo. It was my second tattoo. You guys have ever seen, I don't remember the first book in the series. It was like City of Bones, I can't believe I can't remember the name of the book series that we got our PARABATAI symbols from. but it was more about the symbol of a PARABATAI. It's something that is really hard for me to explain. She can explain it very well. I can't. I will find some kind of web page explaining what a PARABATAI is and link it down below. I know what it is. I know how it makes me feel, and I know what my connection is with her through this PARABATAI symbol, meaning, friendship type thing. But it's really hard for me to get the words out and explain it, so I don't want to explain it wrong, so I'm just going to like leave a link in the description box somewhere. Tattoos. How many tattoos do I have? I'm going to have to count them. I have this one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 5, I have a blue rose on my leg. Can you see it? Let's peek if you can see it. Now that I've rolled around on the floor. So I have the owl and I have a blue rose on my knee. So that's 7. I need another one because that's an odd number and I don't like it. 2 more questions. First job. My first job was working at a nursing home. My grandma was she still is. She's like partially retired since she only works 2 days a week now, but she was the dietary manager at a nursing home. And because she's worked at this nursing home my entire life, at this point she's worked there for like 40 something years now. The administrator of the nursing home knew me and she liked me until she hired me as a floor aide. I worked in every single department there. I basically worked as an administrative aide, and she would put me wherever she needed me that day to help her out and to help the other supervisors out. Department heads, that's the word I'm looking for, department heads. I did not want to work under my grandmother because I didn't want it to put strain on our relationship, and I didn't want to be the girl that came to work for her Nana and got talked shit about because she got away with everything because she was, you know, the supervisor's granddaughter. You know, I didn't want to be that person, and they needed someone, so finally I was like, I'll do it, but I don't want to stay here. You know, as soon as they hire people, I want out of the kitchen. And I ended up staying there for 1.5 years because I loved it. Literally the only reason I left was because I needed more money. And I really regret ever leaving. Honestly, I loved it so much. It was the most fulfilling job ever, being able to work in a nursing home. I loved it, and I miss my old people, and it makes me want to cry thinking about it. Okay, last question. Favorite thing about myself. Now, I chose this question to end on kind of a happy note, in which I don't know how my first job wasn't really ending on a happy note, but anyway, my favorite thing about myself. This is actually really hard. I feel like I chose this question kind of as a challenge to say something nice about myself. That I'm weird. I'm like weird. If you knew me in real life and like met me, like my family can attest to this. Any of my family who watches this, just let everyone know how weird I am in the comments below. I'm just weird, and I like being weird. Sometimes it's annoying because you don't really have any friends and you do something and people are like, what the fuck did this girl just do? But I like being weird. I like that I'm not ashamed to be weird. That's my favorite thing about myself, is that I'm not ashamed to be weird. I am myself, and I'm proud to be myself. And sometimes that means being weird, and that's okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. I hope you enjoyed that little Q&A. Tell me some stuff about yourself in the comments below. Like, share with me. Be my friend. I also have an Instagram. My username is It's Running Moon. It's actually linked in my profile. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure to leave that comment down below and subscribe. Thank you guys for staying and hanging out with me today. And I will see you guys all in my next video.